Western script, Eastern reality. This is the algorithm. Rewrite the rules. Audit initiation. 2026. The West still grips that rusted lever, SWIFT. They believe that by cutting off the electronic signal, the East will suffocate from lack of oxygen within 48 hours.
They are still living in 1991. They think the US dollar is the oxygen of global trade, failing to realize the East has evolved an anaerobic respiration system. The West plays a game of credit, but credit is just a scrap of paper the moment people stop believing in it.
From 2024 to 2026, the East aggressively pushed mBridge, multi-central bank digital currency bridge. This isn't just a mobile payment app. It is a physical detour. Data shows over 40 nations are testing this settlement system that bypasses New York entirely.
Listen, the logic of Western sanctions is, you want oil? You must buy dollars first, then pass through my banks. The East's countermine is, I'll swap my ECNY, digital RMB, directly for your crude. Step 1 of weaning. Currency is no longer paper, it is code. Step 2 of weaning, the programmability of ECNY. Every cent carries an instruction. It can only be spent on grain or energy. The West wants to intercept? Sorry, you can't even find the signal.
As BRICS nations began local currency settlements, the circulation of the USD in Asia, Africa, and Latin America plummeted by 35%. This isn't an economic fluctuation. It is sovereign stripping.
Trump loves to threaten. I'll tax you if you don't use the dollar. That's elementary school level. When I no longer need your dollars to buy bread, what use is your deterrence? The East has been forging financial body armor for years, waiting for the moment the West hits the swift red button. On that day, it won't be the East that collapses. It will be the dollar losing its grip on the physical world.
The Western military-industrial complex is exquisite art. One missile costs $3 million and requires 500 elite engineers. The East's military output is an industrial tsunami.
The tragedy of the West today is that they have brilliant PowerPoints but no workers. After 30 years of deindustrialization, their supply chains are fragmented. In the time it takes them to build one F-35, the East can churn out 500 kamikaze drones.
New, quality, productive forces. This is the East's war cipher. Modular production. The East can pivot a civilian EV assembly line into a loitering munition line in under 72 hours. Cost dimensional reduction. The West uses a $2 million Patriot missile to intercept a $2,000 drone.
This isn't a war. It's an arithmetic problem. The core of the East's preparation is output explosion. The West chases precision. The East chases saturation. When 10,000 drones swarm over the horizon like locusts, your $13 billion aircraft carrier is just a massive floating coffin. The East understands that in the face of absolute quantity, any sophisticated technological gap is a joke.
Data confirms that the East's industrial chain coverage is 100%. The West even needs to import rare earth magnets from the East to build their precision missiles. It is an absurd cycle.
Exactly. The West is trading, calculating profits. The East is mining, hoarding atoms. They are preparing for an industrial attrition war. When the West's inventory runs dry in 3 months while Eastern factories are still producing 24/7, that level of despair is the true formatting.
Audit findings. Western hegemony is built upon the high seas. But over the past decade, the East has quietly buried its hegemony within the soil. They do not seek colonies, they seek asset displacement.
Look at our script about Cuba. That is just the tip of the iceberg. The East's presence in Latin America, Africa, and Central Asia follows a cold logic. I do not want your sovereignty, I want your physical output. Grain preparedness. They are acquiring farmland in Brazil and Argentina and building rice processing hubs in Southeast Asia. This isn't for trade profit. It's to ensure that if the West launches a maritime blockade, the Eastern dinner table still has calories. Energy layout. They are constructing natural gas pipelines across Eurasia, bypassing every sea lane that could be intercepted by the US Navy. This is called strategic redundancy.
These are the safe corridors. The East is aggressively acquiring lithium, cobalt, and rare earth mines. Data shows that 80% of the world's critical mineral processing capacity is held by the East.
The West's greatest naivety lies in believing that tariffs can stop the East. The truth is, the East has already gripped the West's vitals. You want to build EVs? Wind turbines? F-35s? Sorry, the minerals are here, and the processing plants are here. The East understands that if war breaks out, as long as they are self-sufficient in energy and food, they can fight a war of attrition lasting 10 years, grinding down a West that relies on global trade and collapses at the first sign of hyperinflation.
Audit conclusion on communications. The West owns the world's loudest broadcasting rights, but the East owns the world's most secure cipher books.
The shadow protocol mentioned in the script has already happened. The East's investment in quantum communication and Baidu navigation is of national defense grade, while the West still relies on traditional satellite links that are easily jammed or intercepted. The East has already laid a quantum backbone deep underground.
This is the darknet moment, prepared by the East. Once conflict erupts, the East has the capability to blind Western satellite communications, turning Western aircraft carriers into blind men at sea and leaving their precision missiles without a compass.
This is the lethal information asymmetry. I can see you, but you cannot see me. I can contact my troops, but your orders cannot even be transmitted. The East isn't preparing stronger firepower. It's preparing a more thorough dimensional reduction. When the global internet collapses and only Eastern systems remain operational via quantum networks and independent lines, that metabolic gap will lead directly to a systemic collapse of the West.
Audits show that for several years, the East has been testing an extreme survival mode. This is not for growth. It is for defense.
What are they doing? Pushing for domestic replacement of chips, operating systems, and even seeds. It sounds unglamorous, but it is the construction of a social firewall. Test 1. If the world cuts off all technical licenses tomorrow, can the East's high-speed rails still run? Test 2. If the world stops supplying chips tomorrow, will the East's power grid go dark?
The answer is, they have already passed the tests. This is the true meaning of internal circulation, social resilience.
The West chases extreme efficiency, so their chains are brittle. One break and it all falls apart. The East chases extreme survival, so they would rather be slower and clunkier to ensure every core component is in their own hands. This preparation isn't for prosperity. It's to ensure the Eastern social machine doesn't seize up when formatting arrives. When the West shuts down for lack of parts, the Eastern gears will still be grinding away. That is the winning move. The West chases extreme efficiency, so their chains are brittle. One break and it all falls apart. The East chases extreme survival, so they would rather be slower and clunkier to ensure every core component is in their own hands. This preparation isn't for prosperity. It's to ensure the Eastern social machine doesn't seize up when formatting arrives. When the West shuts down for lack of parts, the Eastern gears will still be grinding away. That is the winning move. The West's most lethal delusion is believing that their 11 aircraft carriers can rule the oceans forever. But audit data tells us a different story. The West has lost the ability to touch the atom. Industrial atrophy. U.S. shipbuilding capacity now accounts for less than 1% of the global total. Refresh rate. If the West loses a ship, it takes a decade to repair or rebuild. If the East loses a ship, they simply open a new line in a civilian shipyard next door and replace it in 3 months.
This is atomic formatting. When the East accounts for over 50% of global shipbuilding tonnage, every civilian shipyard becomes a pre-positioned arsenal in 2026.
This isn't a competition of whose ship is more advanced. It's a competition of whose refresh rate is faster and whose unit cost is lower. When the East can manufacture automated unmanned submarines and guided missile frigates with the speed of an EV assembly line, the West's legacy advantage will be utterly consumed by this incremental violence within 3 months.
Audit conclusion. This is a confrontation of dimensions. The West plays a game of transactions and deterrence, chasing immediate profit, stock market numbers, and political face.
Trump is a brilliant trader. He believes everything is negotiable and that all sanctions are bargaining chips. But those in the East, they are cold architects. The trader thinks, I'll raise tariffs, you'll get scared, and you'll come to the table to beg for peace. The architect thinks, I will thicken the walls, deepen the foundation, and rewire the electrical grid until I no longer need your market at all.
The West pursued profit. So they outsourced their industry and embraced financial virtualization. The East pursued survival. So they kept the most grueling factories and embraced physical atoms.
In 2026, when the formatting sequence initiates, the trader will find his chips have no value. The electrical grid, the water pipes, and the security systems of the entire casino have already been rewritten by the architects. This isn't a negotiation. It is a physical displacement.
Audit concluded. The East did not sit and wait for death. They have been building walls and laying mines in the dark.
They are ready. Financial lifeboats, ECNY, industrial tsunamis, output explosion, spatial lockdowns, safe corridors, and information black holes, quantum darknet. When the storm of 2026 hits, the West will find itself in an alien universe. In that place, the dollar is no longer God, oil is no longer the only lifeline, and physical output is the only hard currency.
This is a silent revolution. After the formatting, the illusion of globalization will vanish, leaving only the standoff of physical fortresses. If you've watched this far, you understand the underlying logic of 2026. This is not a drill. This is the formatting in progress. If you want to see the truth through the fog, if you don't want to become deleted data in the old system,
take action immediately. Like, let the algorithm know that this audit report must be seen by more people who are awake. Subscribe, turn on the bell. On our sprint to 200 videos, we will continue to deconstruct the core vitals to ensure your information link remains unbroken. Share. Send this script to those still sleeping, those who think the dollar will provide a safe haven forever.
2026. I'll see you inside the wall. Audit closed.